Hey guys, Terrainguy here. Take two on this unboxing video. I decided to switch camera angles. I just decided you guys don't really care to see me in the videos. You more care about the product and what I'm actually unboxing. So I did get a large order in from Scenic Express, so I'm going to kind of walk you through the products that I have received. Some are new, some I haven't really even seen before. Some I'm trying for the first time, so it'd be kind of new and exciting for you. So let's get the kind of the boring stuff out of the way here. I should actually mention too, I don't typically do a lot of unboxings. I did get a lot of new products in for this new table I'm working on, so if you guys like these sort of unboxing scenery reveal stuff, maybe we can talk about doing a segment on the channel. Maybe we'll call it In the Box or something like that. But just to kick it off, I got the matte medium here. Hopefully that's showing up on camera. The matte medium is something that I use quite frequently. It's a scenery cement, and what you do is, this is a concentrate here, so you dilute this 4 to 1, the concentrate to water, and you can use it to apply your flock directly. You can use it to put down ballast or things like that. What I typically use it for is actually stiffening up the clump foliage in the bocage, or I'll use it as a nice finishing spray for areas where I have ballast. I typically don't finish off my flocked areas with this, just because I typically use hairspray or a matte sealer in aerosol form for that. Simply because I don't like to get this too heavy in some areas, so I find it actually hardens it a little too much for my liking for the flocking. I like it to be a little spongy, but it does work great for ballast and things like that. So. I'm not sure if I ordered 2 of these, but I always use this material here. It does come in a gallon format, but where I'm diluting it, I just usually order a couple of the quarts, just because they're a little more, in terms of shipping wise, they weigh a little less, and they last a fairly long time. I did order 2 packs of these trees right here. These are made by Bush. These are, of course, conifers. They do have varying sizes in here. I think it's like 4 to 7 inches, and their base is on the tree. And the first time I did this, I actually cracked open the other package. So what I'll do is I'll show you that. Some of them open. Here it is here. And I was just mentioning in take 1, see if that's on camera. In take 1, what I like about this is, as opposed to the straight wire trees that you can sometimes get, the real sort of cheap ones with just a light spray of flocking on them. These are actually bulked out with a sort of a heavier coat of foliage, and it kind of gives the tree a more full look, a nice thick look. There's a little bit of grooming to do on them, just because some of them are kind of jammed in the package there, but they simply just bend the back. It is a wire frame. There's not much exposure of unpainted areas, so if you want to come in and do a little bit of brown on here, it's a nice dark brown, so you can kind of get away with maybe just a dry brush on the base here. And again, it is a base that's got some thickness to it, so you can drill and sink a magnet into that, and they'll stand up on their own as is, so that's a pretty good sign for your trees. They're not too top heavy or anything like that. So again, 2 packets of those. I typically like to use a really dark conifer, and I like to go for the more full-looking trees. So they're a little more on the expensive side, or maybe you get a little bit less for the same value. But in terms of look, there's very little that you need to do to throw those on the table. So that's nice. Get this big one here out of the way. This is a product by Hecky. I use their trees a lot. You've probably seen a lot of them in the videos. This is one of their larger boxes. This has 60 trees in it. There's 2 colors and 2 sizes in here. There's a medium green here and a light green. Again, these are based. Not as much work as some trees. There is some exposed wood areas here. A little bit of flashing or mold lines that you need to trim up. But that comes off quickly with a quick scrape of a knife and a quick brush. Even up into the tree, I'll do a little bit of painting, just to obscure that plasticky look that's up there in the tree. Again, it's an economical thing, and it's a time saver. You can get good quality trees for really cheap. You can get poor quality trees for very expensive. you can make your good quality trees in no time at all, or you can spend a long time making trees but you make very few. So you got to find the balance that you're looking for in terms of build and time wise. For me, I use a lot of trees on my boards. So by the time I make 150 trees, I'm sinking a lot of man hours. I don't want to charge the customer for all those man hours, so we find a happy balance between what trees they can afford, what trees will look good, and what trees, the number of trees that they're looking to have on the board. You can really sink a lot of money into trees. This box alone is 60 trees for $110, so you're talking just a shade under $2 a tree. But in terms of economics, that's a pretty good price. Having 60 trees on a board for around $100 and really charging no labor at all, short of affixing some bases and some painting and magnets, that's a pretty economical way to go about bulking out your board. Even 2 boxes of these would be well worth it. So we're going to give this a go. I use these trees a lot. I typically don't order this large of a box, but it's nice to have product on hand for small projects as they come up. It just saves me wait time and customers wait time on the other end. So that's that. Then we get this new product here. I'm going to pull this down. I got a couple variations of this. This is from a company I haven't heard of. I did get it from Scenic Express, but it's called Creative Accents by Bill Langford. And this is called the Briar Patch. And I saw this online. It looked kind of neat, and I had some ideas for what I could do with it. So this is one way it comes. It comes in a large sort of pancake sort of shape. It's all around a cylindrical central hub of plastic. So there's these little plastic like branches coming off, and each one of them is attached to this piece of foliage. And if you break a little piece of foliage off, it kind of looks like this here. And what I thought about this, it'd be nice if you were to put it on the ground. It kind of gives you a nice sort of a branchy bush, a little bit different than the clump foliage. I find sometimes when you use the clump foliage for your bushes, your bocage, and your trees, it gets a little dominating on the board, and it's kind of hard to throw off the variation. And so I thought this might be nice to put around buildings. You can certainly crawl up a building with this. You could use it on the ground as a ground cover. But ultimately what I really thought it would be nice for is, just grab a piece of bocage here. There's an unfinished tile here, so just bear with me. What I thought it would be nice to do is sort of sink some of this into the actual bocage itself. And you don't want to do too much because you're going to have a lot of height and it doesn't really have a strength to it. You could stiffen that up with a glue, but what I thought is it gives a little bit more of an untamed look. Certainly you can have some overhang or some sort of untamed branches sort of creeping or crawling out, even down at the base of the bocage, to give you that sort of I'm crawling out into this grassy area and I need to be tamed sort of feel. So certainly you could pop that around, and it gives a nice pop to the variation in the bocage itself. So I wasn't sure which one I would use more of, which form I would rather purchase it in. So I did get some of the pancake style ones, and I also picked up, I should get this out of the way, I also picked up the bags of just, I guess this would be the loose version. So basically what this is, just sort of cut off that cylindrical or that central spindle already. So again, this is the medium color here. It does have sort of a little sprig that you can pop into you won't be able to pop it into mine because mine has been sealed and it's rock hard, but before I would seal it, of course, I could sort of add that in there. I'm just going to set that down and kind of give you the look. So even that adds some, I could drape it right over the edge, adds some variation, some depth to the standardized bocage. So it does look nice. It kind of crawls out and creeps out, and even on an unfinished piece you can sort of have that crawling and creeping. So I'm kind of impressed with the look of the product. So I'm going to go check out Creative Accents and see what else they have in store. So it's kind of neat to get products that you haven't got before or haven't received before or used, and be pleasantly surprised. So that's the Briar Patch material. So set that to the side. Next up is another Hecky product. I think I got 2 of these. Yes, I did. Now this one here, when I first popped it out, I'm going to say I was less than impressed